Some people are unlucky in love, and they never seem to find the right person no matter how hard they try. Countless dates, a handful of weddings, all of these things sound like a recipe for love alone, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you just can't find that perfect person for you. And sometimes you have to speed up the timeline to find the next. Apparently, some people prefer murder over breakups. My name is Brianne, and I am the host and creator of Among the Dirt and Trees, a show where we explore true crime cases that occur out in nature. In today's episode, we're going to discuss Betty Beets, a woman who had 5 husbands and started deciding that it was easier to kill them than go through another divorce. Happy belated Valentine's Day to all of you. Jimmy Beets was a retired firefighter who thought he found love with a woman named Betty. But during the summer of 1983, Jimmy went missing while out on the lake. His wife, Betty Beets, reported him as missing when he didn't come home. Police did a search and found his abandoned boat out on the lake, but Jimmy was nowhere to be seen. Was he floating below the surface of the water after an unfortunate boating accident? No, he wasn't. But he was dead. A conscience is a tricky thing. Some people you would swear don't have them. For a lot of us, it is a thing that can slowly eat us alive if we aren't being honest. I can't say that Betty had a conscience, but unfortunately for her son did. He told police that he helped his mother bury the body of her 5th husband. He even told them where they could find him, even though 2 full years had already passed with everyone convinced that Jimmy drowned in that lake. When police looked for the evidence, they were surprised to find that he was right. And even more surprised to find the body of Doyle Barker, Betty's 4th husband. Betty didn't risk either of these men being able to fight back when she killed them. Both murders were committed through several shots directly into the backs of their heads. These men didn't even see it coming. The evidence was damning, and with testimonies from her children, police were able to take Betty in. Everyone knew what she did. The question was, why? I think something particularly unsettling about murder is that we always want a clean-cut reason for it, and we don't always get it. In a book I just finished reading, which is The Quarry Girls, if anyone is interested, when one of the characters is asked why they did what they did, the character breaks down and just keeps saying they don't know. And I think that's a little more realistic than any of us want to admit. But in Betty's case, after she tried to claim it was her son who actually killed her 5th husband, she changed her tune. Her legal defense was built around her identity as an abuse victim. She told awful stories about childhood abuse and then accused her last 2 husbands of being abusive as well. And maybe all that's true. I'm not going to debate the complexity of killing someone that is abusive to you, or whether or not she was abused. But I will say that I think that your argument kind of goes out the door when you bury the body and lie about what happened. Especially when you do it twice. To add to the fire, these 2 may be the ones we know she killed, but she actually shot another one of her husbands, a man named Bill Lane, twice in the back. Only difference is, he survived. She wasn't charged for it because he told police he threatened her life, and she actually remarried him for a month before divorcing again. Bill Lane and Betty's 3rd husband, a man named Ronnie Threlkeld, who she tried to run over with her car, were both all too happy to testify at her murder trial. We may never know why. In the end, Betty was sentenced to death in Texas and executed in her 60s. I guess the moral of the story here is that love just isn't always what you think it is. So, if you want to discuss your murder-free Valentine's Day celebrations, the cash grab that is the most notorious day of love, or the craziest not illegal thing that you ever did to dodge a breakup, feel free to contact me on Twitter or Instagram using the tag @thatpod. Thanks, guys.